We can't talk about Cantonese without mentioning money. Hong Kong is a money-minded town, which means it's a good place to make a living. So today, let's talk money. When a famous person in Hong Kong named her dogs Cash and Euro, it was the talk of the town. She said she was thinking that since nobody would ever turn away cash or euros, naming her canines after currency could help make sure everyone pampered them. There's even a Cantonese song about money. It begins with "Chin, chin, chin, chin." Money in Cantonese is "chin," so you often hear people say "bei chin." Bei means to give, so bei chin means to pay up. A common Cantonese slang word for money is sui, which means water. It's pretty easy to understand the double meaning because water is an essential part of life. It's like Western people calling money cheddar or dough. So Cantonese slang terms for pay up include bong sui, literally means pound water, or go sui, transfer water. But if someone owes you money and you want them to pay you back, you can say hui sui, which means return water. And then there's the phrase fo sui. That's what you can say when you want to equally share the cost of something, very often a meal, with someone. The Chinese word for is borrowed from the English word for. It indicates that you want everyone to put forward their share so you can split the bill. When someone is very generous with their money, you can say they are footlow. Here, footlow is an adjective. In a sentence, you can say Kevin is very footlow. He always offers to pay for lunch. Footlow also means rich guy. For example, you can say Kevin is a footlow, which means Kevin is a rich man. When a person is obsessed with money, you can say they are fat chin hon. I love this phrase, it's so expressive. The direct translation is catch a cold for money. The idea is to describe someone so crazy for cash that they will do anything to get their hands on some, even if that means they catch a cold in the process. For example, you can say, don't be so fat chin hon. Money can't buy everything. In Chinese culture, we're often told to be careful with money and not spend too freely. It's considered a good habit to be frugal, or hou han in Cantonese. So if someone says you are hou han, that's a compliment. You can say, he is hou han these days because he's saving up for holiday. But on the other hand, if you are penny pinching, then you are being gu hon. The direct translation of this phrase is quite pictorial. It means lonely and cold. So it's pretty clear if you are a bit of a Scrooge with money, you will lose your friends and be all alone. That's definitely not a good thing. It's important to do things in moderation. Being hou han or frugal implies you are sensible with money, but being gu hon suggests you are mean. We Chinese are a frugal bunch, and you know what? We're proud of it. We believe flaunting our wealth is insensitive and shallow. There's a Chinese saying that honors people who live by the principle of being frugal and humble, 和趕冚珍珠, or using straw to cover pearls. That describes someone who tries to live humbly by going so far as to pretend to be poor. 和趕 is straw, 冚 is to cover, and 珍珠 means pearl. In a sentence, you can say, wow, I didn't know he's the major shareholder of a big company. He's really 和趕冚珍珠. Okay, with a lot to recap. 錢 is money. 俾錢 to pay up. 水 means water, and it's also Cantonese slang for money. 磅水 or 過水 means to pay up. 回水 literally means to return water, but it's used when you want someone to pay you back. 科水 to go Dutch. Footlow means being generous or a rich man. 發錢寒 obsessed with money. 好慳 means being frugal. 孤寒 being tight-fisted. 和趕冚珍珠 using straw to cover pearls. It describes someone who is rich, who conceals their wealth. Go out and practice Cantonese loudly and proudly, and safely too. See you next time. Oh no, my heart is turning into jello. My neck is stiff, and so is my mouth. But don't worry, I'm not really sick. You have the same problems too. Okay, let's find out what's going on. Don't worry. These symptoms are not signs of serious illness. They're just crazy Cantonese terms to describe certain behaviors, attitudes, or feelings. For example, if you have shallow eyes, or 眼淺 in Cantonese, that means you cry easily. But please don't feel bad. It doesn't mean you are a crybaby. It's a compliment, which means you are sensitive. You can say, oh honey, you are so 眼淺, so sensitive and so in touch with your feelings. But if people say you are 口硬, that is not a good thing. The direct translation is mouth stiff. How is mouth? 硬 is stiff. In English, it means you are stubborn and argumentative. It's similar to the term 硬頸 or stiff neck in English. 硬 means stiff and 頸 is neck. And together, the phrase means stubborn. In a sentence, you can say, he is not only 口硬, but also very 硬頸 and won't budge. It's impossible to work with him. Then, from one extreme to another, we have the term 耳仔軟. 耳仔 means ears. 軟 is soft. Having soft ears means someone is gullible. You can say he's very 耳仔軟 and can be talking to anything and believes whatever his friends say. And then, having a heart as soft as jello has a similar meaning. In Cantonese, it's 心軟. 心 is hard, 軟 is soft. 心軟 often implies you're talking about someone who is good-natured and would give in to any demand, even though they know deep down that the outcome might not be in their best interest. Very often, it means someone is very forgiving. For example, you can say, David is very 心軟. He wouldn't hold any grudges and would even help people who have hurt him. The opposite of 心軟is 黑心. 黑 is black. 黑心 means black heart in Cantonese. It's similar to black-hearted in English. A person who is 黑心 is someone who has evil intentions and is dishonest or vindictive. There are a few more fun symptoms I can share. See if you can guess their meanings. 卸膊 or unload shoulders in English. Can you guess their meaning? It means someone who tries to shirk their responsibilities. Let me explain. Imagine someone tries to unload something from their shoulder, and it's pretty clear they just want to offload something, pass the buck, or cop out. In a sentence, you can say, it's so obvious why they have disappeared, because they're just trying to 卸膊, knowing that the deadline for the project is today. Okay, let's try another phrase, 口疏 or mouth hairbrush in English. Too difficult to guess? When someone is 口疏, it means they're unable to keep any secret. You can picture the shape of a hairbrush. It can't hold anything. When you brush your hair, it just runs through it smoothly. So when you use it to describe one's mouth, it means a person who can't hold secrets. You can say, she's very 口疏. Be careful not to complain about your job because she would tell the whole office in no time. Okay, now it's time to round up today's Cantonese medical session with this phrase. 你有病? 你 is you. 有病 means sick. Together it means you're sick. Of course, you can use it to show concern if someone is feeling unwell, but the meaning also depends on the context of the situation you're in. Sometimes saying 你有病 can be a bit sarcastic. You can use it in response when someone is being silly or illogical or they go off topic in a discussion. In a sentence, you can say 你有病? What you said is so ridiculous and totally unrelated to what we've been discussing. Okay, time to recap. 眼淺, shallow eyes. It means someone who cries easily because they're sensitive. 口硬, mouth stiff, which means stubborn. It's similar to 硬頸 or stiff neck. 耳仔軟, gullible or easily influenced. 心軟, soft heart, to mean someone who's very forgiving. 黑心, black heart, which means bad intentions. 卸膊, unload shoulders, means to pass the buck. 口疏, mouth hairbrush, means unable to keep secrets. 你有病 means you're sick. Besides showing concern for someone who does not feel well, you can use it in response to someone saying something silly. There's so much to learn. I hope it doesn't make you feel dizzy. Go out and have fun and practice Cantonese loudly and proudly. See you next time.